Welcome to Emmitt Rodgers is Not Impressed. I'm joined today by James Woolston.
Pleasure to be here.
As we promised a part 2 to our other conversation that led ultimately nowhere, was a good waste of people's time. I would put all of one listener we had, which
that was me.
Judging by your comment, I'm assuming was you.
Yeah.
As you may notice already, there's some extra gaps of silence, as we're not joined today by the producer we so love to boast in.
Yeah, she was not interested.
Jaden is not here, as I'd like to think that she's tied up with other things as opposed to not, a lack of interest.
Yeah, she's playing mobile games somewhere else.
As opposed to during the podcast in our time, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's just James today. This is part 2 of our previous conversation. But before we get into that, I want to start off by talking about something really, really unique that happened over the weekend. Something I did over the weekend that was, I think, really, really crazy. I think something I never, ever, ever would have imagined I would have ever done. Something I'll certainly never forget. I took out my nose ring.
Oh, you did?
From my nose.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah. How does that grab you?
I guess I've just gotten used to it, but I guess it was so small that, when it was gone, I just didn't notice it was gone.
Yeah.
Why? Why'd you take it out?
The subtleties. You know what? I kept getting, I think my nostril kept getting a little agitated.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just something that Jay and I talked to. She's like, maybe take out the nose ring. I thought, oh, maybe it's time to end this era.
I feel like, with nose rings, especially, I don't know about you and your experience, septum piercings have become a thing that's super popular with people, especially women. And I feel like facial piercings are the thing that's cool right now. Not that it hasn't started with this generation, but I feel like a lot of it's hard to find a woman that doesn't have a piercing of some kind.
So you've likened me to a woman, first of all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, you see it more often. You see it more often in women than you do men.
And not only that, but you said it's becoming cooler.
Yeah.
Implying that I've just gotten a little lamer.
Well, you are a dad.
You called me a lame woman.
2
minutes in.
Yeah. Well, you are a dad, so I feel like you get lamer as a dad. That's just kind of inherent. It's like those memes where you see the stories of dad before he met mom, and it's him fighting in Vietnam and doing all these cool things.
Yeah. Well, all right. I'm glad I brought that up.
Have you seen those? Have you seen that tongue? Have you seen that tongue? It's not like a piercing, but someone will split their tongue down the middle, and so it's like a snake.
Oh yeah.
I could never do that.
I don't think I'd. Yeah.
Imagine eating food.
Go deeper into that.
No, you can control both sides of your tongue now as a muscle, so
yeah.
I don't know. Eating food would be weird. Especially, honestly, eating food with a lip piercing is weird.
But that was just how I started. No, that was how I ended my day. Taking my nose piercing out. I started the day like any other day. I brewed my coffee. I did my morning routine. I drove to SLU.
Yeah.
And I saw James Gunn in person, which I thought was pretty unique.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a pretty cool experience.
And he told you to take out your nose ring?
He advised me. Yeah, he personally advised me over the mic.
There's going to be a guy named Emmitt Rodgers here. He has a nose ring. Dude, you got to take that out, man. Anyway.
I had said to Jaden, I was like, this is somebody I never thought I would ever get to see in person. It's almost like a mythological creature. He's always real. He's right there. And I will be so excited and beside myself, I will probably crap my pants. Upon seeing him, I would soil my linens. And then I kept going. I was like, and then during his speech, the stench of my soiled linens would reach the stage, and James Gunn would be interrupted and distracted, what is that smell over the mic?
Yeah.
And then he would point me out and say, eject him immediately.
Take his nose ring out. So you get a guy actually comes and rips it out.
Yeah.
Dude, so why... I'm guessing you didn't soil yourself while you were there. Why is that?
I didn't soil myself because I had already gone to the bathroom beforehand. And I didn't drink any fluids while I was there.
Okay, so it's your fault then. You irresponsibly went to the bathroom beforehand.
Not that I was trying. I don't think that was the goal, to soil my linens.
I mean, you want him to notice you, right?
But I go here, you know. James Gunn is coming to St. Louis to speak, and it was my boss overheard me talking about it. I was saying how her sister was graduating from SLU. And I was like, what do I have to do to meet her, become her best friend, and get a ticket? And she was asking me, she's like, oh, it's open to the public. You don't need a ticket. You don't need an invitation. And I said, really? And so I woke up pretty early. I went there, and it's James Gunn, you know. I was expecting, you know, I went there. It's Chaffetz Arena. It's a big place, but I'm like, I gotta get there early. Parking is gonna be nuts. This is gonna be like, I'll be lucky if I'm on one of the lower levels. Like, we're gonna be in the far back. I was expecting Comic-Con, you know what I mean? And I get there, and I was like, oh, this was the easiest entrance I've ever, you know. And I go right down to the bottom, right before the floor, and so it was pretty cool.
I feel there's probably not a lot of people. There probably wasn't like advertisement. Oh, James Gunn is going to be here. You know.
He put it on his Instagram.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Like, that's what I was surprised about. It was out there. People knew, but it was very evident, which just sounds a little odd. Very evident. That was definitely a graduation.
Yeah.
And it was a bunch of parents, grandparents. I was just the freak there for James Gunn. And he spoke for a while. It was cool. But I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting, like, you know, for them to go through the ritual, pomp and circumstance. That lasted forever. I don't know if you've ever been to a collegiate graduation.
No.
Ours, they filled the floor. And then they kept filling the rows of seats above them.
With, like, students?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
I can't imagine how long that graduation ceremony went.
Yeah.
But, anyway, they announced the faculty. And who's leading at the very end is James Gunn. And I was just kind of like, you know, oh, this is great and all, but where's... And Jaden, like, nudged me. She's like, is that him? And then I felt my bladder retract like I was going to. But there were no fluids, so I didn't soil myself.
Okay. So the goal was never to soil yourself.
The goal was never. I was just expecting.
Okay,
I was anticipating.
That's kind of disappointing. Myself. It's kind of disappointing.
Well.
Now I'm not impressed.
I wouldn't have moved. There would have been a puddle of urine.
Who all was with you?
Me and Jaden and Jace.
Was that it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I thought you were getting a group together.
Well, I tried.
Well, I thought Colin was going with you.
No. And you know what? I'm so glad you asked, and I'm so glad he's not here to defend himself. Because I called him immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what are you doing Saturday? Because we had plans, okay? That morning, we were going to film something I can't talk about on the podcast just yet. We were going to film something that would have been generational. And I'm like, are you free in the morning? He's like, I can't do afternoon. I was like, are you free in the morning? I'll go over, I'll shoot some stuff. It'll be great. He's like, yeah, that should work. I call him, I was like, hey, if you're still good for Saturday, I'm going to scrap our plans. Oh, what's going on? Like, oh, we're going to SLU. You want to come with us? James Gunn is going to be there. He's like, what? James Gunn? He's like, let me check. The moment he said those words, we already had plans. The moment he said, well, let me check and get back to you, I knew what was coming.
Yeah.
A lame excuse. If anyone ever tells you, if you have plans and you say, like, oh, you want to do this instead, and they say, let me see if I'm good, automatically. Set your expectations low. I asked him, we go to lunch the next day at work. Like, I told him, I was like, hey, James is out of town. He's not going to be able to come. He's like, I won't be able to either. And I could smell the bull crap coming from it. So I was like, I lean in and I go, oh, why? And he goes, I'm going to be real with you. I want to sleep in. Having said all that, when I meet James Gunn, and we're collaborating on the greatest film anyone's ever known in all of humanity, in all history, we are collaborating and directing a film that will change lives and change the world history forever. between takes, I'm just going to say, by the way, I know we have a tight schedule. I'm wasting money by telling you this, but I did need to let you know. I went to go see you and you spoke at SLU, and I invited my two best friends, and James, he was out of town. He was so upset. He loves your work so much, and it's changed him. It inspired him. He was going to go through so much to get back. Oh, he just couldn't do it. Colin wanted to sleep in.
He was sleeping past opportunity.
Yeah.
That actually reminds me about...
He didn't sleep. He didn't even sleep in.
Why?
I don't know.
He didn't?
He even told me, he's like, I know I'm not going to, and I'm going to be so mad. So...
Like, that reminds me of, what was it, on Wednesday, we were hanging out, and I said, hey, you coming this Sunday? So yesterday, I was like, you coming this Sunday? He goes, oh, I'm not sure. I'd have to check. And I'm like, check for what? Do you have anything? He goes, well, I don't know.
No,
and
yeah.
And then I asked him, I was like, well, what about this date? Well, I really don't know. Like, anything could happen. I was like, well, yeah, that's why we plan things.
He keeps it open for anyone to say, hey, you want to do this cooler thing? Yeah, I don't have anything going on. Yeah, that's the lamest excuse. When someone says, let me check my schedule. You don't have a schedule. Mm-hmm. There's no schedule you're checking. You're waiting. That's what you should, if we were all brutally honest. Hey, you coming to the read-through? Well, I'm going to wait until someone asks me to do something cooler. Mm-hmm. So don't hold your breath.
I hate to say, like, I don't do it often, but I have certainly done that before, where someone's invited me to something, I was like, well, should I book up my whole day just yet? Maybe not, hon. Let's see how I feel. Like,
if we had a friend group where it was, you know what I mean? Like, they ask you to do something, you're with them for the day. Mm-hmm. Most likely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, you want to come over to my 2 hours max, man? That doesn't happen.
Yeah. That's like, it's like in the past when Colin and I, or even any of the guys, would be like, hey, you want to play a game? It'd be like, okay, it's like a 3-hour commitment, or 4. It's gonna be a while.
Man.
That's actually why I don't even play video games at all unless it's like the evening when the sun is down.
Monopoly later.
Well, maybe not that. I haven't played that game in so long. Man,
yeah,
but
there's a reason.
No, it's pretty good. I feel like it's like Mario Kart. It's a fight starter. I think it's like a friendship ender, is what they would call it.
Anyway, I've been called a lame woman.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty accurate.
I met James Gunn, and you guys didn't, so I think that gives me a little bit of cool points.
So now you're just a woman.
So now I'm just a woman.
Now you're just a woman that's met James Gunn, didn't soil herself.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Mm-hmm. She didn't pee herself. This has been good. Another good intro to add to the collection.
Another fruitful conversation. Yeah, you're not impressed.
Not impressed. So, James, last time we were talking and just blithering away the time, wasting our Monday morning, we spoke a lot about things we already knew. Mm-hmm. Let's do that again.
Okay.
We spoke a lot about the stage plays we've done, the different experiences, what they meant to us, or how they humiliated us, and how we grew to despise them. And I thought it was very insightful. I never knew your theater origins.
Oh yeah, a private school.
That was pretty spectacular to me. I quite enjoyed that.
Yeah, I was there for a while. So, lots of... Yeah, that's why high school was such an interesting experience, because it was my first taste of public school. And so, going from like a homeroom of like 10 people to my math class is like 3 times the size of that. Mm-hmm. was really like jaw-dropping.
So let me pivot and say, somewhere in the fold, junior year I want to say, somewhere between in the fold between Radium Girls and Camp Rock, you took a certain step and you traded the hot lights, the ever so engaging audience that loved and adored you for these iconic roles, that man loved you as Buddy, and that's about it. Loved you as you were fun in Camp Rock. You traded all that for quiet, for being misunderstood, maybe not so lovable. and you started doing films with me.
Okay.
Which
I was like, where are you going with this?
I think that's the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, it's really the downfall of my career. Yeah, I just get insurance commercials now.
You'd say something on stage, people would react. They would feel something, or they'd just laugh. This guy's funny. I put you in something I do. Immediate 180. There's riots in the streets. They quiver at the sound of your name.
Yeah, well, they wonder why I'm filming with such a lame woman.
yeah. Yeah. Tell me about what you remember on the very first, if you can, one of the earliest back you can remember of our first shoot.
I'm trying to remember what it was. I don't remember what the first thing we would have shot. What was it?
It was an endearing spin-off of the critically acclaimed series BPS. Blue Pantry Soup had come out my sophomore year. The following year, I had written an anthology of that, BPS Tales.
And what exactly did we film with that?
We never finished it, first of all, but we did at least 4 episodes. And the first one was you eating a PB&J right up in your face.
Okay.
Or maybe it was maybe before that. I had a show called Embers.
I remember that, yeah.
And that didn't go anywhere.
That was kind of the age-old story of everything we did in high school was, well, we started a film, but we never finished it, and so we moved on to something else.
We made good memories.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say Embers was the first one I had you on.
Probably.
And I rode your back, and you were on all fours, and I'll let the listener imagine that however they want.
Yeah. You know, I feel like with me filming with you, I think, what was it? I think it was like Lily's boyfriend said something about it. He goes, "Yeah, no, it was Mateo." Said, that's a director's actor right there. He's telling him and he does it." Remember, you're like, "Oh yeah, James, so I need you to fall in this scene." Okay, off of what hill?
I think that
where do I fall?
Yeah, I thought that was a joke, but it summed up our working relationship in film pretty accurately.
Okay, James. Well, there's that lake. I need you to go into that lake real quick. Okay, sure, yeah.
From the start, yeah. So I remember Embers. I remember riding your back. There was some dialogue that was really poorly written, probably. But then BPS Tales, we had almost finished, but then the story started getting substance and a plot, and then we gave up.
Yeah.
Or I gave up when it meant nothing, and there was just random, super close-up shots, super tight on your jaw, and your lips smacking peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I could do that all day, but then it started getting serious, and there was a story, and I was like, where is this going?
Do you still have that footage?
You know what? On one of my old laptops here, I'm sure I do. I definitely have episode 4, which was Mackenzie Denzel and Killian talking, like having an apple juice debate on what color apple juice was. Did you ever see that footage?
Was that?
I don't think you were there for the shoot.
Probably not.
But they were arguing about the color and tint of apple juice. It's yellow, it's tan, and they got heated. I want to say Killian took a swig, and Denzel just smacked. There was a huge smack, and just apple juice every slow-mo shot. And it was poison, so Killian's character dies, and then Issa comes around and is sent to you guys, and it just, yeah.
To be honest with you, I never really knew what was going on in those shoots.
I don't know if I did.
Yeah, it was kind of just, hey, so act like this. Like, I remember specifically, so you have a hernia. I don't even know what that was. Okay, so it's James, you have a hernia.
That's right.
Make sure you act like you have a hernia in this scene. Okay.
Yeah, you did. Then that was it. Man, see, we had something good, though, because that was everyone loves a holiday special. That was a Halloween episode.
Yeah, the Joker with the hernia. That's my character.
The Joker, and you had a hernia. Charlie was a scarecrow. We had Connor Casing on that episode.
I remember that. That was a cold day.
I'm listening to all these names. This is terrible. But, that was very cold. It was Halloween. We were on the football field, and so many takes because Connor was hilarious.
Oh yeah,
that was my favorite shoot of the whole.
Which reminds me,
show.
You said yesterday that last time we talked, you said that you wanted to do like a new film with actual film. And I was thinking about that more, and I was like, man, unless we were actually like professionals, I feel like that's a bad idea, because I feel like that's going to be so much film we're going to have to waste.
Well, it wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea, I think, because we would have to prepare more.
Yeah.
It would just be more time consuming, because I would need everybody to do rehearsals.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Because usually when people laugh and it's us, it's fresh, we've never done a take before.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
Colin will give you a curveball and think, I'm going to do it differently, this is going to be funny, and make you laugh. But if we do it so many times and you get all that out, rehearsals, and then I'm like, that works, do that, and then that delivery, you get used to it, I think that would at least be easier.
Yeah, I will say that's one thing. It would be useful it would be good if we did rehearsals, because we'd have to know what we were doing.
Yeah.
So that's a good point.
I actually might, not to that extent of like doing so many we say film, but shooting on digital, I think that, yeah, I might even do that anyway, just for a natural, because even when you're on stage, you do it for the first time rehearsals, it's very clunky, it's a little robotic, and it's just awkward, I think, when you do it for the first time.
Could even block it out like a theater production.
Exactly, yeah. And then you would do the show and it's flowing like second hand, you know what I mean? It's just natural at that point. But BPS Tales, yeah, in the can.
And that was definitely not rehearsed or, well made.
And I sent one of those episodes to New York Film Academy.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
What, did they get back to you?
They gave me a little scholarship out of it.
They gave you a scholarship out of that?
Yeah. They did. That was real.
Not to this school, but here's some money.
Please. They paid me off.
Yeah, like, hey.
They said, if you leave now and never contact us again, we'll give you this amount.
Which honestly, that reminds me, I've heard, I don't know if it's true, but I've heard that if you're having a wedding and you invite like super rich people to go, oftentimes in response they'll like send you a gift.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like I think if you do, I was listening to, because there was another podcast talking about it, if you send a wedding invitation or something to like a company like Coca-Cola, they'll like send you merch. Or like In-N-Out Burger, they'll send you like.
Oh! I have seen stuff like that.
Yeah, they'll send you, but I've heard like if you invite actual like celebrities, that they'll like send you gifts.
Have you ever been to the Coca-Cola HQ?
No.
In Atlanta, Georgia?
I don't think I've ever been to Georgia.
My gosh, I met the polar bear. Happiest moment of my life.
Big Coke guy?
Easily. Not really, no. But meeting a polar bear was everything. It was amazing.
The only thing I know about that place is they have all the different Cokes around the world.
Oh,
and so they have like all the different types.
One tasted like barbecue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
They get experimental.
Which, that would be cool. I'd go just for that.
They've got it's completely a circle. You go all the way around for each like continent.
They do Bean Boozle before it was cool.
Except Antarctica, of course.
They should make one for Antarctica.
They did do yes, because they even the guides are trying to get a lab. Try the Beverly, it's delicious.
Did you try every one of them?
Dry heaving. I was dry heaving. I know, I didn't try every.
But like, how bad can a Coke really be?
Somebody had to get their stomach pumped if they went around and tried every single one.
How bad could a Coke? How bad can you make a Coke?
Oh boy.
Because I think about bad Cokes.
Find out.
I would love to make a road trip out of it.
It's not like this is Coke with a hint of. Some of them don't taste like Coke.
Do you think they're actual flavors that they make for different countries, or do you think it's just like, oh, this is a disgusting flavor, we're gonna have it in our HQ?
No, I think it's very representative of what they have.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, this is Coke in Asia, and
But why does it taste so different in like a different country? Aside from like, because I know like certain countries you have to use different chemicals.
And why isn't it accessible to us? Why is it being like sold here?
I guess
they know it's bad.
Well, they probably. Well, it's probably a culture thing because, like, America, things are like a lot sweeter.
Yes.
They probably have really sweet stuff, and then that probably wouldn't sell well in other countries.
You know what would be funny? Coca-Cola marketing team, Coca-Cola bottling company. Yeah, you know what would be funny? Try this. Yeah, we send that overseas as their as they're gagging.
We save the good stuff for the U.S.
We ship it to Africa, and they send it to. Oh yeah.
We keep the original cocaine in this one. We send that. We send that to Asia.
It was a good trip. I digress.
Do you think? Well, hold on. First of all, do you think cocaine would alter the taste of the Coke?
The taste.
Yeah, like originally it had cocaine in it.
How
Do you
much
think
are you
it?
putting? Right. How much are you putting in it?
I don't know. I don't know how much was put in it. Let's say
Probably
like
the tiniest bit.
a dash.
The tiniest bit, I think. You might. This has got some zip to it. I think so.
Okay. Well, is it like K-starch, where it's like it doesn't really affect the taste at all? It just affects.
I think so. The experience of. Yeah. Yes.
I just get so high, I enjoy it more.
It's like whiskey, where it's got kind of like a burn. Not the flavor, but it's got a burn. And
Okay.
You're like, oh. I think so.
I think as a gag, they should put it back in.
As a gag. But they promote it.
Yeah.
Now
but
returning with original flavors.
They put like the original flavor. They put it in the original bottle too.
Yes.
That's how you know, and you have to be like 21 to get it.
It's like there's Nitro Pepsi now, and now Coca-Cola to combat that is like Coke.
Didn't they get rid of Nitro Pepsi?
I haven't seen it around. I guess.
Which really unfortunate. It was like the only. To be honest with you, it was like the only Pepsi I really liked.
Unfortunate.
I think so.
They let Pepsi go flat, and they said, "We'll get them with this."
It was better.
Flat Pepsi.
I will argue that it is better than normal Pepsi. Pepsi really isn't that good.
I don't like Pepsi to begin with. Flat Pepsi sounds even worse.
Did you ever try it?
Pepsi?
No, the Nitro Pepsi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You didn't like it?
I couldn't get behind that. If they tried that with Dr. Pepper, people would be up in arms.
Yeah. You remove one of the 12 signature flavors
The
or
streets
ingredients.
are flooded.
This is really off topic. That reminded me.
This whole thing's been off topic.
That reminded me. I think I actually got this from a salmonella video. But basically, did you know that there was like a town in Ireland where like this whiskey distillery, like I think it was whiskey, it like kind of exploded, and so the streets were really like literally running with whiskey, and so people, there's like flaming whiskey coming down because there's fire, and the streets are filthy, and people are filling up their boots and drinking whiskey out of the street, and so no one died from the fire, but I think like 12 people died from alcohol poisoning because they were drinking so much.
How depraved.
Yeah. Literally. Yeah, like they were just drinking it up. Which this was back in I think it was back in the 1800s. So it's like
It's kind of funnier though, picturing it in 2026.
Just that'd be so. Imagine a New York street getting just a whiskey river.
Sounds like a dream I've had. What was your next project with me? We filmed so much in so little time.
Well, it was just, I think, I couldn't tell you a lot of them because it was a lot of days where it's, we're shooting this and then like a couple months go by, we're working on a different project. Because it wasn't like this project where, like today, where we have a script, here's what we're going to try to do. Mm-hmm. It was kind of a script, but like, James, I need you to do this. I'm like, okay. And then,
it was a lot of staying after school with an iPhone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We did Lonely Boy, Forgetful Boy.
Based off a failed shoot where people didn't show up.
Yes, which I believe was an Ember shoot.
Probably. Yeah.
A failed shoot.
Which that was fun. I enjoyed that.
That's where BPS Tales came from too.
Really?
Legend of the Ring with Savion and Lily, yeah. People were supposed to show up for Embers and they didn't. So it was doomed from the start. I asked the wrong people. Lonely Boy, Forgetful Boy. The first one to really see the light of day. I remember.
That was fun shoot too.
You were quite fond of that.
It was just, I feel like, again, it's like the big one that we just made. It's like, okay, well, we have a camera, we have time on our hands, let's just improv something fun. It was, I had a lot of fun making it.
The big one is just the second cousin to Lonely Boy.
It's the same format.
Yeah.
Just several years apart, several pounds added to my frame.
What is it? How many years ago was that?
That was
7.
That was junior. Was it junior year?
7.
That'd be 8.
At least 7 or 8.
I think it'd be 8 because I think senior year was like.
Dude.
Oh, Maybe you're right. It was 7. Yeah.
7, 8.
Yeah, 6 or 7. 8,
7,
yeah. 8. Oh, that's so stupid.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
So shortly after that, I can't go into every project again. I don't remember. I know that we kind of hit a collaborative stride, if you will, with To the Dreamers.
Yeah, that was fun. Again, that was just fun to make because I remember that was kind of during the Christmas season, just hanging out at your house.
Oh, that was a ton of fun.
Which is also a cool time capsule to see like your house at the time.
Yeah,
which is pretty
cool. And my mom with her strange cameo.
Yeah.
And then it was my birthday, and it was just a very meta story of the three of us, our friendship.
You remember the second one? I forget about. I'd like to forget about the second one.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then we kind of had something with the third one.
The third one, I think, was the best. For obvious reasons. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, it's funny. Filming it, I was like, oh yeah, all three of us are just hanging out making a movie, and then we rewatch the footage and go, no, this is just me.
This is just James.
This is 75% me for some reason in a chair with a cup.
That was the most collaborative one, honestly, because we first of all shot nearly everything in IKEA.
Yeah.
Which to me was fun because the whole thing just looks like different. You walk around and it's like a Hollywood backlot or something. It's like different sitcom sets. And so
kind of cool actually. You can do a lot in IKEA.
Yeah, I think we had the natural rhythm of like, all right, Emmitt has an idea and people are kind of adding, oh, I could do this. Very quickly though, it turned and you started kind of taking the wheel and you're like, hey, I have an idea, film this, and there are just little like bits here and there. And yeah, it's like, this is actually pretty cool. This is a story and everything, and very intentionally the end of how it ends, we all get hit by a train and die. But yeah, I remember editing it together and just being like, hold on a second. And so in the credits, I remember doing like Emmitt Rodgers, Charlie Van, you know what I mean, and then your own thing, and James Woolston.
The star of the show.
But I thought that was it. That was kind of a hidden gem.
That was fun. I really enjoyed making that because, like you said, IKEA is like a back lot. There's just so much you can do, and then also there's because it's so big. I feel like there's workers that like they walk around, but they don't do anything. Like they're not going to tell you to stop because people are like. It's like the story I saw a story of this guy apparently eventually got kicked out, but he filmed a whole rom-com or something like that. Maybe it wasn't a rom-com, maybe it was like a drama. He filmed the whole show in IKEA.
Really?
Yeah, he just filmed the whole show in IKEA with several actors because, it's like they don't really stop you unless you're like making a scene.
And they've got the set.
Mm-hmm. You just have to like hide the price tags underneath, certain things, and then you could do it.
But that one was just like, there's barely a story in the other two, but there is. Third one out the window.
Yeah.
It's just like sketch comedy, which I really liked. There's actually we got some pretty cool shots at Union Station too.
Oh yeah. That was also a very cold night, but that was fun. Actually, that reminds me, I think of that one, and then I feel like with us, the three of us, the last cool thing we made was Quarantine, the first one. And did we make that in 2020?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
March of 2020.
Yes, yeah. That was fun.
That, I think, was kind of mostly your brainchild. You really took the helm of that one, I remember. And man, yeah, that was the first time we made something that wasn't the goofiest. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't like slapstick. It was
of my comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it paid off. I thought that was fantastic.
I wish we still had the footage of that.
I know, lost to the annals of time. I wish I knew what had happened to that because even To the Dreamers, I posted those individually on Dorman Studios at the time. And later on my own laptop, I find all this footage, the whole episodes. So on YouTube, on Imperial Light, it's all three of them in one video. Mm-hmm. With a little introduction by me of me yapping for no reason. But I think explaining what it was. Quarantine, I think, really changed, like, in my mind, like, let's start writing different kinds of stories. And then let's talk about the one of the biggest failures I've ever had the displeasure of putting together. It's sequel.
Oh yeah, Quarantine 2. I felt so. I remember you sending me the stitched video and thinking, all right, so what do you think? And I'm like, how do I tell him? How do I tell him I don't like it?
Tell him?
I was like, who's gonna tell him? Felt so bad. I'm like, yeah, I don't like it.
No, because I even showed it. Always just the same feedback. It almost seems like a trailer, but then it's just a scene.
Yeah, it's just a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Which I will say, that was really fun to film that day. Even if we don't do anything with it, that was a fun.
It was fun, and I still have that footage, ironically.
Which I will say, the things that, especially being younger, the things that we would do to film, I keep thinking, man, I'm so glad there weren't any cops that were just patrolling the park that we were going to, because for those who don't know, I feel like I'm a prop master half the time.
You are.
Especially when we need like guns or something, because I have
Put your name as prop master and everything. Yeah.
Do you actually?
Yes.
I didn't notice.
Credit,
But basically, so it's like I had to get all the guns out to the because the river had receded, so we have like the bed of the river that we're kind of filming in,
which was cool.
Which is super
Sunset,
cool.
Yeah.
And in order to but you have to walk through the park, deep into the park to get to it. And so in order to get all the props there that we need, I have a guitar case, which I empty the guitar and put the fake guns. It would have all the orange tips.
Yeah.
Well, some of them didn't even have orange tips because they were like pellet guns.
Mm-hmm.
You just so I have all of them in the.
Or you painted the ends.
Yeah. So they're all in the guitar case, and then I'm wearing like a black trench coat, like a leather black trench coat. I don't even know where I got it. Yeah.
Splattered across both of us.
And then we go to Denny's afterwards.
And then we go
really
to
funny.
Denny's and just look like we fought in the war.
And they just didn't mention it either. Like, what will you be having?
Yeah, right.
It's probably not the weirdest thing people at Denny's have seen. I feel like if you have a business that's 24 hour.
Well, we'd also fit right in at Waffle House.
Yeah.
That's probably where we should have gone.
Yeah.
We'd feel right at home. So, we have, years later, I'm glad we did this, that we went back and redeemed it into what it is now.
Yeah, except we lost the audio, didn't we?
The audio, the audio isn't there. I think there's a version I have where there's audio and not Colin's score.
Okay.
And then the version with Colin's score, the audio was not there.
Okay. It's pretty good. I enjoyed making that as well. I think that was much better. I can't.
Yeah.
And that shotgun prop is gone. The gun just broke. So I do not have that anymore.
Really?
Yeah, but that was a really fun. That was fun. I really enjoyed that.
Liked the story so much more.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of we were doing some weird like infection zombie thing in the second one that didn't make much sense. It took away from your character, and yeah, I thought that was much better. The mask and everything makes the character much more mysterious and iconic. And
I don't even know what happened to that. It's funny. I had that mask in my trunk for like a year until we like filmed it.
Didn't we raffle that off, or did we buy a new one?
I think we bought a new one.
I think so.
I'm not sure though.
Suckers. This is definitely the original prop. I'm glad we got on there. Quarantine 2, really glad it turned out to be the way it was. That's what people saw. They get to see it on the big screen like that. Why did they see it on the big screen? There's an elephant in the room. I think it's time we unpack the Gulliver trilogy.
Oh gosh. Yeah,
I think it's time we do it.
What about it?
In hindsight, James.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know, from director to director, looking back at each one of those films, are there things that you would have done differently?
Yes.
Talk about that, and talk about just your experience on each one, because I think you would agree with this, but I had a different experience making each one of those, and they were very different.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it shows in the projects.
Oh, I guess we'll start with the first one.
Yeah.
See, if you haven't seen it, watch it.
Don't.
Oh no, watch it, because it might not be worth your time, but it's kind of funny.
The Dreamers was better than the first one.
Yeah. Well, I will say the first one I enjoyed making it. Obviously, there's a lot in hindsight I would change, but I think the only thing immediately after it that I would change would be the ending sequence. Actually, two things. The ending sequence I would change because I know we were literally said, okay, we have 5 more minutes, and then we have we have something that probably would have taken us 30 minutes to film, and we got to do it in 5 minutes. So we're just gonna do it. And so, and the money's just out in the open, and then so so.
Story of just like they spend the whole film looking for this. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, and then Colin, he just knows where it is. He immediately knows where it is.
Yeah.
So I changed that. Also, there's one tiny detail. Amber's death scene. Mm-hmm. I would change that. Instead of a dramatic build up and the light flashing for her being dead, I would just do it as, a straight cut. Be like, Vic is talking, or gosh, I need to stop using names. Molly was talking, and then it just cuts immediately to her being dead, as if she's being interviewed.
Yeah.
Instead of kind of a build up. That's kind of something I'd change, because for me it could certainly seem comedic, but for me it was very much I liked the idea of you're cycling through these characters while it's being interviewed, and then it's very funny. And then it's a lot like, did you ever see the new show, Catch-22, based off the book? It did a lot of that, where it was a very funny show.
Yeah.
But then it would gut punch you real quick with something. Like, there was a scene where this guy, because there's a bomber crew, and he's looking over, and he waves at the other guy, and it's all happy, and the other guy waves, and suddenly a shell comes and explodes the plane. And he ducks his head, and he looks back onto his cockpit, and there's half of the guy he was just waving to on there, still conscious. It's like half of him's gone. He goes, and he flies off, and that's how episode 1 ends. And he's like, It's like that. Oh, you're having a good time, and then it's like hits you. That's kind of what I envisioned for that scene. Was it's like Molly's like, I'm gonna die here with this guy, and then I hope Amber's having a better time, and then it's just her dead. Mm-hmm. Which again, I can see how that could be comedic, but I don't know. That's something I change.
I think the first one, I'll just say this, and then I really want to hear your thoughts on 2. But I thought in 1 we did a pretty good job letting it be each of the characters' story, and when it turns to Gulliver's Bad Day is when they are dead in that last sequence.
Mm-hmm.
I think the last sequence, and if we had more time and the story was more well-rounded and took elements from 2 and 3, I think it could have been a better standalone, a better let's have it be each of their stories.
Mm. And then we'll remake it.
And then
into a feature film.
Yes.
Each one of them.
Yeah. So, yeah, you had a good experience in 1.
It was fun to film.
Fun times. We had to refilm it, because the first one...
Because I couldn't even be there.
The No Sleep Till Film Fest. 3 minutes. We were going to come back to all of that into 3 minutes. I wasn't going to be in it. My character was dead at the start, and it carried on from there. Footage was corrupted. Couldn't get it. So we had to refilm it. Everybody was a champ about it. Everybody was excited. Yeah, let's flesh these characters out. Let's do it.
We could expand it. It's like, okay, well, it doesn't have to be 3 minutes. So we made it 40 minutes, but 20 of it was before the title card. So it's like you're halfway through. You get to the title card. Which I think the most fun aspect of those films to make was, okay, we have what we want. We have a vision. Figuring out how to make that work. Like, okay, well, we need sodas. Okay, let's just go to Walmart and get some sodas. We need and then I think in that scene, I was still in college at the time. I was going to community college, and so at the time I was trying to see how many cans I could put in my back seat.
Yeah.
After I drank energy drinks and sodas and stuff. So you can all the broken cans. I mean the crumpled cans you see just come out of my back seat as she puts it down.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, it's that
scene.
It's like those kind of things where it's like, and how are we gonna make it look like we tried to bury you? Okay, let's just put you in the dirt and then put a bunch of dirt on you, and then, which I thought was one of the funnier scenes of the film.
And I might agree with the review, just in the sense that quality and everything, albeit not great, but I thought it's a funny movie. Mm-hmm. It'll make you laugh, I think.
Yeah.
Like,
It was fun to film as well.
Colin is hilarious and how he's acting with Gulliver then. 2 gets deep. There seems to be substance to 2. Talk about your experience on Batter and what you would change, and because that was again that you're now acting in it. You're now a cast member and you're also co-director. So talk to me about that.
I'd have to think about it. Yeah, because I remember. I'm sorry, yawning.
He's bored by Batter.
Yeah, I'm not impressed. Well, I'll be honest. When I think of the trilogy, because it took us so long to make the third one, I don't remember much of the second one.
Yeah.
I will say, I wish that my costume could have been a little better. I wish I had something else instead of my Boy Scout uniform. Yeah. I wish I had something else. It makes it comedic. There were certain scenes in the film that were fun. I think what kind of stained the film for me was the drama going behind the scenes. I think was kind of what makes it to where I don't really look on everything there fondly. Yeah. Because there's a lot of drama behind the scenes, and so, especially in the beginning, because I really didn't even want a sequel, and then and then it happened, and I was like, okay. So I felt like I tried to take a more backseat approach, just like, okay, one character, I'll act in this. But I remember, out of all, we're recording producer. Sorry, you missed your chance.
Oh, the producer's here.
No, come on, sit. You have to sit on the floor.
Oh, okay. I see where I stand.
Where you sit.
You coming in?
Yeah, I have her son though.
Okay.
Yeah, alright.
He's not allowed. Well, I feel like I remember the one outlier to that.
Yeah.
Was that one day me, you, and Colin had to film. We had to do some patchwork scenes, and that was the scene we did at the elementary school. That was a fun day, and that was like it reminded me, oh, this can be fun. Yeah. Like I forgot that this could be fun. It was just like, oh, we have to do this.
I thought, whatever the movie is, which again I thought Batter was hilarious. I thought you and Colin were cracking me up. There had to be a third one, dude. But I thought Batter was one of the biggest lessons I've learned in doing this, and it's got to be collaborative. Because I think I pulled the rug from your feet and said, I want a sequel. I think they want a sequel. Let's, majority rules. Like, it'll be good. Like, trust me. And I took the collaboration away. And I think it was what I say goes. This is the script. You know what I mean? You're acting in this and all this stuff. So you did. That's probably why a lot of it is just like a distant memory. Like, oh, I don't really remember much. Or if I did, it wasn't fondly. And we had gone through that resolution together. Kind of like a weird parallel to where we were with Elf. Having that conversation, and then we're like, oh, okay, I understand this guy better. I remember that conversation, and it was after that. It was the week of the premiere.
Was it?
We filmed it Sunday, and the premiere was like that Saturday or something. And we had that conversation, come to a resolution to that conflict. And then we did those scenes, and I agree. That was the most fun I had the whole shoot. And it was like, wow, it was reminiscent to when we would do it in high school, I thought. And, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking, I forgot that was around the premiere because we did a double feature. That was fun. That was really fun.
So, yeah.
Especially because getting to see it on the big screen instead of, the first one we did like a YouTube premiere where we just all were in a room watching it.
Very intimate setting.
But then we had more characters, and so it was like, okay, actually having people, having people like show up and see it. Like we had didn't we have like 50 people show up?
Yeah.
That was mind blowing. I mean, most of it was like parents and stuff.
Right.
But we actually had people show up, and that was an amazing feeling. Like, okay, here's our movie we made,
and we got laughs. And I remember being so nervous, like I'm wasting people's time. They paid to see it. Terrible choice. But I'm getting really nervous. I'm like, oh, they're gonna just like do the thing where it's like,
that was something.
They laughed the first laugh of the thing, and I like was relieved.
Yeah, you could breathe easy. Okay, they're laughing.
Yeah. And then I remember 3. We met in a Denny's to talk about it with Colin, the 3 of us, talking about the script, the story. You helped a lot with the story. You helped a lot, especially with my character and Carly.
Well, we met up at what was it, like a Colley's in the city, right?
Yeah.
Because we did like a script writing. That was fun. I enjoyed that aspect of, okay, let's let's piece this together. How's this story gonna work?
Yeah.
And that was really fun.
I remember meeting it when we met at the Denny's to talk about schedule and everything. We made sure, which we were fools and thought we were gonna shoot it all that summer. We were talking, and I was like, "We can't do this if we're not collaborating. Like, every voice is going to be in this one." And I think that worked the baddest. I think you see different, like, well, James led this scene, and we split it up that way. And you really orchestrated most of like the Chad and Carly stuff. I did most of the Gulliver and the puppet stuff, and I think it shows. And I think that was perfect because my mind goes to like all the goofiness, all the funny stuff, and yours goes to these like the drama, the big moments, like the character. You know what I mean? In the depth. And I thought that would really worked, especially the raid scenes.
Yeah, those were
I love
fun
how
to
those
shoot.
go. And I don't think I was as confident with being vulnerable at that time. And I wasn't very confident in my ability to write drama. The closest I got was probably, I can't even say Amber and Chad scene. That wasn't really vulnerable. That was more story purpose, trying to get him back. But the scene, the dinner scene with him and the puppet, oddly enough, was the closest I got. I'm like, is this even gonna work?
That worked pretty well.
And
I think
it
Colin
did, yeah.
Colin really showed. I was saying yesterday. I feel like that was a moment where I was like, man, Colin, you could do drama. Like
Yeah.
you did that really well.
Oh yeah,
Like
absolutely. And so that experience, I know he was sick of playing Gulliver. We made it. We finished it. That was huge for us. Like I wanted to finish what we started. Our first feature film, which is a huge undertaking. Colin did that scene, and I was saying last night at our table read, that scene, seeing what he did, when I was writing for his character in Hang Up Your Gloves, which is the production we're working on now, I wanted to be so careful as to not just rewrite Gulliver in another context. But I took things, and I think I've done that.
Okay. Listen, I'm boring myself. Um, my guest, my co-host, he just keeps on yapping. We got to wrap this up. I don't. A part two is definitely not necessary. I have found out in hindsight. Um, just like, well, just like most of this podcast, as I'm listening back to it through editing and I'm watching, it's just a complete bore, and I want to apologize on behalf of myself and James that if you are among the 0.1% who stayed and listened to all of that garbage and babble, um, and you made it to this point, I am truly sorry you did that. I wish I could make it up to you, but I can't. You can't get any of that time back, part one or part two. And it's clear to me at this point, if we do not start getting other guests, this ship is going to sink very, very quickly, very fast. Um, so anyway, yeah, thank you for listening. Emmitt Rodgers is not impressed. This was James Woolston, part two, where we talked about all of our films, even though we could have kept yapping and yapping. Um, I'm gonna cut it off here. There's no need. We're done. So thank you.